What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video I want to talk about how to create space and how to stop losing the ball. Now I've got my controller on the screen so you know exactly what I'm pressing, and to make this also more realistic we're going to be using a balance tactic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave everything on 50 on default, and I'm going to be using a 4-2-3-1. That way none of you will say, for example, oh, it's your custom tactics that I'm making you play this way, because although they do have an impact, and check out my custom tactics videos for those. You can copy the exact tactics, but I'm going to show you that even the players that I've only really got Son as a good player. The rest of my players are very much mediocre. Now, when it comes to playing FIFA, you just want to do simple things, okay? L1 triggers, taking the touches away. Now, remember what I'm talking about now, and when you see me play the game, you're going to see exactly what I'm pressing, okay? So when I start off the game now, when I've got the ball, what you're going to see, look, I take simple touches away. You see that? Touches away. If I want to create space, I press the L1 button, and then the player can move forward. See how Son moves forward? See how that creates space for me? So if I'm ever in trouble and I need to create space, all I got to do is press it, like for example, like Lucas, press the L1 button, and you can run down the wing like so. You can also do a 1-2 backwards. So I normally do 1-2 attacker. So let's say, for example, here I got no space. I do a 1-2 backwards like so. And as you can see, there's so much space around regular, and I keep using that, and you can see how much space is created because he has to then mark the person making a run in behind. It's the same thing with dribbling. So when I'm outside the box when I'm attacking, I'm taking touches away. I don't dribble into the space. I only dribble when there's space in front of me. But when there's someone in front of me, I turn around like so. So that is the basics 101 of, I suppose you can say, how you can actually create space. So we're going to go through, walk you through this. We're going to do this live as well. So here you can say get the ball my centre back. So I need to create space here, okay? So I'm taking a touch away. Just going to switch the ball. Now I see I want the guy's pressing me, right? So let's put him into a predicament. Let's do a 1-2. Now what does he do? Does he mark me, or does he mark the player making a run in behind? So I'll show you an example again on the other side. So again here, bounce it back to a 1-2. Does he mark me? And as you can see, he has to mark the guy on the other side, and that's now created space in the middle, and that's offside. But you can see how that could, or it wasn't offside, but you can see how that simple chance all started from a very, very simple play. Don't forget, just like in real life, if you can dispossess just one player out of position in their formation, it can easily allow you to go through. So we're going to focus this whole video on this tutorial, so we're not going to concentrate on the win. It just made us to understand what buttons I'm pressing, etc, etc, etc. That is, of course, the most important thing. I'm surprised I didn't put a lot of power behind that. We're going to move the goalkeeper here, because he might try to do a cross in. We're going to use the run and jockey. And don't forget, I'm using classic controls, the default controls. Just got to press the header button. Okay, took a touch, as you can see, into a bit of a risky situation there, but I had no choice, so maybe I could have cleared the ball. So I'm just going to play a bit safe now because he's gone back all the way to the back line. Expect the finesse shot meta. I am expecting it very much soon. So as you can see, I'm waiting so like so. And then what you can expect is when you get the ball, left stick or L1 dribbling is actually, strafe dribbling is very, very effective. The exact same thing again with the goalkeeper. And I'm actually just going to go, I'm just kind of let him have the ball if he plays it short. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but he's trying to keep it long. That's fine. He did that deliberately because my goalkeeper was far away. Get the ball with Son. I'm going to do a lofted pass into the middle, and we're going to just smack the ball forward there. And he defended well against that. It was Jordi Alba, to be fair. Ben Yedder hasn't got the best of pace this year, so the exact same thing when we're defending. We get the ball back here. A bit unlucky there. Going to run back again. Give him the space. Now that's fine. All he has a bar. We know there's a guy inside the box. We're man marking him. Okay, so we get the ball down the wing. We don't need that much space. We're going to do a quick 1-2. Let him make a decision. He sees Lucas on the side. That's giving me space. Look how much space Ben Yedder's got now. And I can just pass the ball in the middle. I've got nowhere else to go. I do a 1-2 backwards. And then what you can do is once you create space for a specific player, get the ball to them, and you can do a skill move to take them like so. And that is probably the best thing to do. So you initially create the gap. Initially create the space for the striker, and then you do it. Exact same thing over here. So we're going to get the ball to Mbabu. Now we can see our strikers are man marks. We're not going to pass the ball to them. Take a touch away. L1 trigger. 1-2 back inside. Bit unlucky. Unfortunate player just appears to have fallen down in some sort of animation. God knows what. Quick 1-2 again here. L1 trigger. Send Son going forward. Bit unlucky. So you see, for example, how he anticipated that pass. But you can see he gives me space on the ball. Nice. He's doing balls. Balls, of course, are very effective in creating space as well. Should have got that ball there, really. That's an example of how bad FIFA is, really. You can man mark perfectly and anticipate where the ball's going to be. and you can concede. Now you can see, for example, this guy is actually a pretty decent player. He knows what he's doing. But again, we're defending middle areas towards goal. He's got good control of the ball. Left down on stick, touch away, remember. Make a decision here. 1-2 instead. Let him make a decision. Now he's got to track me. Now I can then move forward, or I can make a pass on the inwards angle. Exact same thing here. Through ball that side. See a pass in the middle. L1 trigger, send Emre Can going forward. Create a little bit of space for me. Create space for Son. Create the shot towards goal. And unfortunately, he defended that in that situation. So we're going to create some more attacking opportunities now. So we're going to apply a bit of pressure on the ball. Not too much here. And I'll explain to you exactly what I'm doing. So you can see here. Again, going to use a run and jockey to get the ball off my opponent. I've got a defending video on my channel. Make sure you go ahead and check that out. Ball roll back, through ball into the middle. See Ben Yedder's going to do an L1 trigger. You send him forward. That also pushes the back line forward, as you can see. Now, normally here I wouldn't use a 4-2-3-1, simply because he's playing quite deep and it's very hard to get through. I prefer another formation. I got very, very unlucky there. I'm not going to going to use our centre back there because that's our man mark guy, and that is why we don't use a centre back. There's a goalkeeper, and that's it. That's completely fine. Going to move the goalkeeper again, and he's going to try to do his bit of trickery. Run and jockey again. I'm standing still. Somehow he got the ball there. I don't really know how. And of course, you can always use hug the sidelines. They have nerfed it from goal kicks. You can no longer use it as you could in a capacity since FIFA 19. Again, left stick touch, take a touch away. As you can see, we're struggling now because we only have one striker. So this would be the perfect example to change formation. There, Ben Yedder, Son. And because he's just parking the bus, we can't really do anything. We're just going to go for a finesse shot here, because that is basically our best chance of scoring. And it's also important to mix up the type of chances you do. You see, because I did a finesse shot once, he's going to be like, oh, this guy can do a finesse shot now. So you see, he's not going to give me all the space that he once did. Do you see that? And you can see he's not even touching his back line. Literally, he's just controlling his centre back and using teammate contain. You see that? Bit of trickery there. Could be a goal. Very good save. I wish that was a first time pass, to be honest. And we can do, if we want to, we can even do a finesse shot from here, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to get the ball into the box, into the centre. And unfortunately, we get late. So you can see had a couple of chances towards the end. Didn't really work out. That's completely fine. The key thing is not to get frustrated. You could see I had about three good chances there. Let's exclude the Sun one. And you can see, for example, how we're stuck in a situation. And it's actually a pretty decent player. Knows what he's doing. Knows how to control the ball. Knows how to move the ball. And move the ball side to side. You can see with the ball rolls, he's very, very effective. I don't really read the stats too much. What we're going to do is we're going to keep Son and Cam. Just simply because he's got that finesse shot. And we're just going to be smart. We can see this opponent's taking the game very seriously. Not rushing the pauses. And every time you get a pause at halftime, try to not get frustrated. Agility balance is also very important. Excuse me, agility balance is very important because the better agility balance you have, the better maneuver you have. Vigil is doing, but unfortunately, wait 5 seconds to go. Okay, now the game is finally started. Okay, so the exact same thing. I'm not going to be aggro, too aggressive. We can be aggressive with our strikers, but that is about it. And these are the boring games that you will face. You know, this is a good realistic expectation of what these players are going to play like. They're just literally going to pass the ball around, not select their back line. Just pass the ball. You can see he's doing the exact same thing, keeping the ball safe towards me. Ball off him that time there. Okay. Now the key thing is, just because he makes us rush, the key is not to rush ourselves. See, you created space for Gelson Martins. I've also got space for Regulon to run into the middle.
Well, I actually think he's
Touch
worked
away.
really hard in the first half, and he's unlucky not to be on the score sheet. It was a really good effort that hit the woodwork, but he'll need to show similar energy in the second 45 minutes
dribbling.
in what is a tight game.
Pass to the wrong person, and again, a terrible pass. You can see how passing is a really bad thing. That's why you don't want to hold the run button too much, because if you hold the run button too much, it does cost you a lot in the game.
Can he put them in front? Able to
Be a
close
shot
down
across
the
goal.
shot.
Bit unlucky that shot there. He stepped up there with the teammate contain.
Far from a good pass.
1-2 because that's Gelson Martins, right? We don't want to be making our left back go forward, of course.
Reguilon.
God knows what depth this guy is playing. So this is a good realistic expectation anyway. And you can see I'm doing it with one striker. So of course you got more than one striker. It's very, very easy to do this to get through. Or much easier anyway.
Make something happen. Son. He takes aim.
Oh. So that was a bit of strafe dribbling. So what I did is I used the L1 button. I hooked my opponent in, strafed the opposite side and took a shot towards goal. I was getting a bit, I suppose you can say, complacent, I suppose you can say, and I was getting a bit bored, like, you know, he's literally just parking the bus. It's no fun really playing these guys, but it's important to show you these games. I've recorded this a couple of times now, and I've only been playing players that have been running at me, and I mean, it's alright to show you that, but it's good to show you against someone who's parking the bus. Way, as you can see. 1-2, you can see he's playing very, very narrow. Creating space. See that? 4 Wolves of no run button.
Patient build up at the moment.
Bit unlucky with the animation there.
Just wasn't a very good pass finally.
Gonna run back here, play it safe. Finally, this individual's become more attacking. We get the ball with Emre Can there.
Using all his defensive acumen to cut it out.
Gonna fake run for Ben Yedder. We want to pass the ball to Son there. We've got a fake shot on the goalkeeper, and that should be a goal. And how on earth did he save that? I actually have no idea. That's fine.
That's a short corner. Ben Yedder. Mbabu. Ben Yedder. So 20 minutes to go. And in with a real chance. Still alive.
As you can see, he's got the pressure on now. Move dribbling. A bit unlucky, we lost the ball there. Fine, was going to run back now.
Well, that save has kept him in this game. They now need
Apply
to create
teammate
one or two
contain where we
chances
need
of
to,
their own.
and go ahead and get the ball. Exact same cycle now. Goalkeeper movement.
But these fans are now coming to life. Can
We're going to
they
move
equalise here?
Wan-Bissaka back into the box because, of course, he is our striker. I mean, our defender, sorry. We don't want to really commit towards him. He wants to hold the ball, let him. I'd rather him be in position. I'd rather Gelson Martins go out and get that.
So the corner played into the box.
Nice.
Well, threat averted.
Going to power the ball up top. Try to hopefully get the ball.
Inside the last quarter of an hour.
On jockey. Exact same thing. In all honesty, these are the most boring games. But it just is ones that you have to really just have to play. Through ball there. Son's off. Waiting for that run. Perfect, Gelson. Bit unlucky with delay there. That was a PS5 delay. That's the reason why that pass took such a long time to make. I mean, that touch took such a long time. You can see, for example, like you can see all these movements. This is an example. And I cannot believe I'm playing this individual. Like, what is this? Like, this is probably the most boring game I played. But again, it's important to show you, you know, these guys all play this way. Again, if you want to, normally at this stage of the game, it's wise to go to a defensive lineup. I should not be using a 4-2-3-1 here. An ultra defensive system would be very, very good.
For what will be a throw in.
Now knowing my luck, I'll probably concede now.
And Pulisic has it. Still not clear. Defending by example.
Defending angle towards goal. Defending angle towards goal.
Time is not on the
We go
side.
again with another
This
corner.
corner could help the
With the goalkeeper.
for an equaliser.
With the goalkeeper again.
And deciding to go short
Not
for
going
this
to
one.
apply pressure towards him.
Played in.
Defending angle towards goal.
Defensive excellence there. And the danger's still on.
The break.
Can they do something
And that's
positive
because it's an hour and a
on the
half.
counter-attack?
It's not offside.
All hands on deck. This could be
Touch
it.
inside.
And the challenge.
Terrible touch, may I add. Get the ball.
Fred.
He's got team press on. Ball over there in the corner.
Martins. Fred. So hard to overcome Jordi Alba.
Delay there. Wrong time to have delay.
Untidy in possession.
Oh, one triangle again. Get that ball
What a
going
perfect
through.
ball now. How about this? He's in here.
And
a goal
finally,
it is.
he locked the game out.
Readied up part of the
So,
equation.
a bit of a boring game towards the end. But one to show you where creating space is important. I honestly lost my will. And this is the reason why I don't enjoy this game too much. Is because as it stands, it's just so boring. People just sit there parking the bus on one depth and either run out and be aggressive towards them, which I like to do.
Rodrigo.
But most time it just concedes you. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy. And of course, like always, I'll catch you next time.